The more time goes by, the more I keep thinking that in years to come, lakes that are fenced and well managed and looked after by clubs or private individuals are pretty much going to be sort of the last remaining outposts for bloody fish at this rate. The rivers are just, it's not, you know, obviously there's plenty of decent rivers still, but so many rivers are getting neglected and polluted, and no one seems to be held accountable because everyone's too scared to nail the water authorities or whoever's doing the pollution. Everyone blames the Environment Agency, but this all comes down from government level, doesn't it? It all comes down from funding and government. But the more I think a fence is as good at keeping otters out, it's good at keeping everything out, really. You look some stretches of river, they're just full of litter because no one gives a shit about picking the litter up, and just huge amounts of predation. And yeah, you do worry, especially this time of year. You see so many pictures and videos. Obviously not everywhere, there's loads of decent places to go fishing, but when you've got places like this where we are now, and a lot of the places we work at which are looking to protect their waters for the future, fencing really important, maintaining the banks, vegetation, improving habitat, etc, etc, getting their own fish to grow. You know, a lot of people are wising up and they're not buying so many fish and they're sort of trying to be sensible, and you know, so I think everyone moans and says, oh, there's too many carp waters, or is this, that and the other. I think fishing's in a pretty good place, to be fair. There's always going to be idiots about, and there's always going to be people trying to ruin it for everyone, but at the end of the day, lakes that are where you've got control and there's not everyone sticking their oar in, like on a river, you've got so many different variables of different organisations trying to get involved, tell you what to do a lot of the time. It's like, you don't want that. If you know what you're doing, you just want to get on with it. You just be left to your own devices, you know. It's like, we all want the same thing. Everyone does. You want good quality fishing, you want a varied habitat, you want plants, you want trees, you want everything to be managed and good. And as far as I can see, you know, decent, well-managed fisheries within fenced environments are kind of going to be the benchmark of freshwater life in years to come if it carries on like this. Because the rivers are just, why isn't anyone getting, you know, all right, they fine them a couple of million. That's nothing to the water boards and or whoever's responsible. Just a little fine. It should be a lot more harsh than that. You know, I grew up fishing rivers when I was a kid on the Gippin in Suffolk, and I used to absolutely love it. And you know, it's not everywhere, obviously. You know, there's plenty of decent rivers still, but it's going that way. Whereas if you've got a fenced environment and you own it, or a club runs it or whatever, and you've got complete control, you can just shut the gate and piss everyone off and say, you know, this is how we're doing it. We're doing everything properly, leave us alone. It's ironic that the same sort of people who are trying to dictate what people do seem to be the ones that, you know, can't sort the rivers out. But yeah, a bit of a morning rant there. It's bloody hot already. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. It's like hot.